Hey guys, thanks for watching. So for this video, I'm going to be comparing and contrasting these two sponges right here. So this one is the Beauty Blender. As you can see, it is not wet. You do have to use both of these wet just to kind of get the flawless airbrush finish to them, like to your foundation. So these are both not wet. I just wanted to show you how they look wet and then dry. So this is them in their dry stage. So this is the Beauty Blender. As you can see, it's just a little pink little egg, and this is the Real Techniques beauty sponge. I forgot the full name. I'll put it here exactly what it's called so you can find it in Ulta, which is why I bought this one, and this one I believe I bought in a Sephora. So first things first, in comparing these two, let's just talk about really quickly the way that they are made. So this one is just a little egg shape. It has a bigger bottom, obviously. Here it's wider, and then in the bottom it goes down to a little tip. This little tip you're supposed to use to get like really into like let's say in between, like in your eyes or any like little small spots in your face. That little tip is great for that. The Real Techniques one, though, it has two different shapes. So this one, as you can see, it has a slant to it, and this is so that you can get more, like you can still get in here with your face with it, but you can also use a little tip if you wanted to get precise application. So you can also use, because this little tip right here is really good as well to get into your eye area, or if you want to like go where your nose is, like the curve of your nose, and get really in there, you can. But again, you can also use the little tip. So in regards to like the shape, I do think that the Real Techniques sponge is a little better just because you have two different options, whereas in here you only really have one, which is the tip, because the fuller part of the Beauty Blender, it'll spread more product. But if you really want to get really precise, you have to use the little tip right here, whereas this one, it has pretty much two tips where you can use to get precise application. So that's that. The cost of the two. So if you don't have either of these and you're kind of thinking, you know, you're deciding like, am I going to get one, am I going to get the other, you might want to think about cost. So this one I bought for $10 at Ulta, but my niece who works there, she did tell me that once upon a time they were having a like buy one get one free, so you could get one for, you could have at one point gotten two for the price of one. And Ulta's really good with that. Like they always have those type of sales, so you're just gonna kind of have to keep your eye out for those. Whereas the Beauty Blender, I bought two for $35, I believe, with the little like cleanser. So it's a little bit more expensive, and I think one by itself is $18 if I'm not mistaken. I'll put the price here. I buy mine in Sephora, so you can go to the Sephora website as well to see they do come in different colors. I just have the pink one. So now I'm going to go ahead and wet them, and then I'm going to do one half of my face with the Beauty Blender and one half of my face with the Real Techniques sponge, just so that you can see how they apply the foundation. So let me go ahead and wet them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and wet them, and as you can see, they are massive from what they are before. So this is the Beauty Blender sponge. I will insert like a little thing here where I put it up to my hand, and you can see how big it was before, and now it is a lot bigger. So they do expand in the water. That's the whole purpose, so that they can expand to just get more of the product and place it on your skin. So the thing with the Beauty Blender is that it states that the product never absorbs into the sponge. It just all goes onto the outer layer, so that when you apply your makeup, you're actually applying the product. It's not like whatever's left over from the sponge absorbing it. And the Real Technique one, I feel like it really does a good job as well. So let's go ahead and just put them to the test. So I do have my trusty handy dandy paw palette that I will be applying the foundation to first, so that way I don't have it on the back of my hand. And the foundation I'm going to be using is my Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation in Golden. I am absolutely in love with this stuff. This is my second bottle because I completely went through my first one. So it comes like this. It's brand new. I just got it from the Sephora sale. So it comes like this, and then you just put your little pump. Why am I forgetting all my words today? Put your little pump in, and there we have it. So I'm just going to put, well, it's brand new, so the pump is still going. There we go. Now we're going to get product. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 full pumps on here. And let's start with the Beauty Blender. I'm going to apply the Beauty Blender to the left side of my face and the Real Techniques to the right side of my face. And I do have, just before I start this, I do have my moisturizer on as well as my primer spray on, just so that, you know, they're both equal. I didn't put just like a primer on one side or, you know, my moisturizer on the other. My full face has moisturizer, my full face has primer on. So here we go. I do start applying it with the like fuller end, and I do dab it. I like to dab it. So you can see my face is full of like redness. Don't know if you can see, but my face is full of redness and acne marks. So we will see if this will cover it. I know the foundation will. But with the sponges, they do tend to shear them out. So that's one thing you do have to realize, is that they do shear what you're putting on your face out. Okay, so this is the half with the Beauty Blender, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other half with my Real Technique sponge. I'm getting confused here. So the Beauty Blender took pretty much the whole 2 pumps, so I'm gonna just apply 2 more pumps here to apply my Real Technique sponge. So again, I'm just gonna use the fatter part of the sponge and apply that to my face. So this is the side with the Beauty Blender. As you can see, you can still kind of see some of my acne marks shining through. That is because the sponges do thin out the product. So this is it for the most part. It really does look like skin. Like, you can still see my freckles shine through here, and you can still see my imperfections. But I mean, a sponge is a sponge. It's gonna thin it out. It's not gonna be like completely matte. And you can kind of still see some of the redness I have here. I don't know what's going on with my nose. I've been like getting weird like redness right here, so you can still see that. But then with the Real Technique sponge, this is it kind of covers a lot more. I feel the little redness that I have here, you can kind of see a little bit of it, but it's more covered than the Real Techniques. Like, you can see like straight on. I feel like it's more covered. And then this is what it looks like. So it still looks a lot like skin. You can still kind of see, again, my freckles coming through a little bit. And yeah, you can still see everything on my... You can see, I feel like the Real Technique sponge covers a lot more than the Beauty Blender does. Like, the Real Technique sponge, I feel like it puts the product on your skin without shearing it as much as a Beauty Blender. So I personally really like... Let me zoom you out. I personally really like both of them, but if I had to like live with one for the rest of my life, I would choose the Real Technique one, only because you kind of get two things, like 2 products for one price. Like, you get the slanted edge one, which goes really well and covers a lot, and then you also get the little like tip here, so you can get really into it. If you apply concealer, I don't use concealer, but if you do, you can use the concealer part or the little tip part to apply your concealer. And with the Beauty Blender, you just kind of get the really big end, which you can use to apply to the majority of your face, and then you get just the little tip part. But with the slanted part in here, I don't know, I feel like you can get it a lot better. Like, you can get in it a lot more. Like, if I were to use the fat part of the Beauty Blender to get really into my, like right here, my eye area, it's not going to do the same job. I would have to tilt it over and use the tip part to get in there and blend everything out. So I really like the Beauty Blender, but I do like the Real Techniques a bit better, and it's a lot cheaper. So that's what I think personally. Okay, sorry about that. I just really wanted to do my brows because I just got them threaded. You can see it's still red here, and they just looked really thin. So anyways, but yeah, I still haven't put any powder or anything over my face. If you look at me straight on, you really can't tell the difference, to be completely honest. Like, you really can't tell like, oh, one is more sheer than the other. It kind of really they both look the same, but if you look closely, that's when you can tell the difference. And I just personally like the Real Technique one better. I hope this video has been informational, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really like both of my sponges. They do, you know, they are sponges, so after about 3 months you do have to change them out, and you do have to wash them frequently. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please leave them below and hit that subscribe button. I also want to take a second just to thank all of my new subscribers, as well as all of my old subscribers, like those who have been with me for a while now, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I do feel so much joy every time I get an email saying like, hey, this person has subscribed to you, because it's just like such a cool feeling to know that you guys enjoy my videos and that you want to see more. So thank you guys so much for the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!